Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Catherine. My channel name is Needleberry Stitcher, and that's my YouTube channel. It's also my Instagram handle, and I'm back for another video. I know it's been a few months. I think my last time I filmed was in May, and it's just been very busy. It was a very, very busy summer, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I don't know why the summer always seems so much busier than the winter, but then, you know, winter comes and I think that's busier. So I think it's just busy. It's just a busy time. Anyway, I am back. I'm going to jump right into the stitching because I have some progress. I have some new starts. I have some restarts. I have some progress on a couple of projects. So I'm just going to get started. So first thing I want to show you are some amazingly wonderful, gorgeous kits that Riolis has generously provided to me. And I fell in love with them and I want to show them on the channel. So let's see, the first one is called Mother Nature Meadow. It's actually from their second company. So Riolis has a second line of kits, and it's called, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Aina or Aina. So I'm sure there's someone who probably knows how to pronounce this. But anyway, look at that. Look at that beautiful. It's Mother Nature Meadow. There's several different Mother Nature in the series, and this is the one that's called Meadow. And it's after Olga Novitskaya's painting is what it says. So I am very excited to look through this one. It comes with, this one has got wool acrylic threads. There's 29 colors, and it comes with a 14 count White Aida. So I've never done a kit with the wool acrylic threads, so I'm excited to try that and see how that goes. The second kit that they sent, I'm also very, very excited about, and you'll see why. So if you know me, and many of you do, you know how much I love horses. And this one is called Horse Girl, and this is one of the Riolis branded kits. Isn't that just so cute? As soon as I saw that, I was like, spring colors, summer colors, bright and cheerful, and a cute, fancy lady with a horse. I mean, that's just me. So, and this one comes with 18 count White Aida, and it comes with Anchor. So Anchor, the 6-stranded cotton floss. So, which is what I'm used to working with. So, yes, I'm so excited. So this one I've already opened, and this kit, again, it comes with the 18 count White Aida, and it comes, I love the way these are organized, and you can see I've already started this design, so the threads are just a little bit messy, but I'll tell you why I love the way these are organized. Partly because they're pre-sorted. I mean, that's obvious, but it gives you the benefit of not having anything cut yet. So a lot of Dimensions kits and other kits, they pre-cut the floss and they hang them off of something. So you're kind of stuck with whatever length of thread that they give you in the kit. And I like the way they do it from Riolis because it's one continuous strand of each color. So I can unwind it from here just like a bobbin, and I can measure it to the length that I like to work with. And so if someone else likes to work with longer threads or someone else likes to work with shorter threads, it's not predetermined. They give you the option, but also with the benefit of it already being pre-sorted. So those are the colors, and aren't they gorgeous? Look at those colors, the greens and look at that. Oh, and the yellow. Oh, it's really pretty. So, and then I'm not going to show too much else, but like the chart comes in, there's a full color chart there with the key on the side. Very easy instructions. I love it. Absolutely love it. I decided not to do the White Aida, and I have another fabric that I got from the Color and Cotton, the Color Wheel Greens Club. It's a 4-month series of greens, so each month for 4 months they send a different color. And so last month's was called Sweet Pea, and I thought it was going to be a perfect for starting this on, so that's what I did. And oh no, it's really not going to show the true color of the fabric, which is so sad because it's a little bit brighter than what you're seeing. Kind of hoping that maybe I don't know if you can see the color very well, but this is what I have done so far. And sorry that it's so wrinkly, but I just pulled it out of my Q-snap. So I got started here at the top and worked my way down along that left side. So something I've been kind of experimenting with the last month or so is, maybe not even that long, is working down columns. So I know a lot of people do the typewriter method when they work on projects. They start at the top and they work across, and then they go across the next one and they're picking symbols from a 10 by 10 block, especially full coverage stitchers. I think this is pretty familiar, the Stitch and Mommy typewriter method. I've tried that and I've done that, and it's fine. It's successful for me to do that. I just don't like working in rows, and I'm not sure why. But when I started experimenting with working in the columns, I like it a lot better. And so I'll start with the top left corner, and then I'll kind of work my way down a little bit, but I'll still kind of work over, you know, to the side here to run out my thread. Or if there's a section of stitches that starts over here, and kind of like with her dress, for example, it's going to be kind of flowy where it starts from up here and works down. So I'll start with wherever the color starts, like down here, for example, where I did it. I started over in the next column over and just worked down, but kind of working that way or this way, which however the stitches need to flow. But I'm really, really liking working in columns. So, and I've tried it on my full coverage pieces as well. Absolutely love it. So, and I don't park anymore. I work out the thread or I end the thread. So anyway, so this is my start on Horse Girl. So Horse Girl. Horse Girl or Girl with Horse? See, I'm already messing up. What did I say it was? Horse Girl. It's so new. I just started this 2 days ago. I started it this past Saturday, and today is Monday. Today is Monday, August the 24th. So I wish this fabric would show a little bit true. It's a little bit more of like a, maybe that's a little bit better. More of like a meadow green. But yeah, it just, to me, it just looked like it was going to be perfect. So that is my latest new start. As I said, it was just 2 days ago. And I'm really looking forward to making progress on that one. So just very thankful to Riolis for gifting those to me, and so that I can show them to you. Okay, next I'm going to show you one that I'm working on. It's still in the Q-snap, and I'll put a picture of what this one is. It's called Fly Me to the Moon. It's a full coverage design. It's from Josephine Wall, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I have started this 2 times previously. The first time I started it was probably like 6 or 7 years ago, and I started on 28 count, doing 1/1 full cross, and I didn't like 28 count. And I've learned that I absolutely don't like 28 count. I don't do 10 stitch because my brain doesn't like that, because it feels like I should be finishing the X, not just doing half of it. And also just being able to count, there's so much white space to count it. I just can't. So then I started it again maybe 3 years ago on 25 count, which has up to this point been my absolute favorite. 25 count, 1/1. But I have discovered through some friends and through some other YouTube channels that 22 count might actually be something that I would be interested in trying. And so I have a couple of projects now that I've started on 22 count. I'll show you, there's another one that I started for the first time on 22 count, and then I realized how much I loved it. So when I brought this one out from Josephine Wall, the Fly Me to the Moon, I decided I'm going to go ahead and restart this on 22 count, because I really didn't have that much done so far. So it's probably not a full week of progress. I'd say it's probably, I think this is maybe 4 or 5 days, but it's the max color version. So it's going to have a lot of confetti. It does have a lot of confetti, but again, working down my column, and I'm just going to keep going and go all the way down the column, and then I'll come back up here and then work the next column over. But I'm finishing out my threads as far as I can go with them so that I don't have to park. I've gone through phases where I park, and then I discover, oh, I don't like all these threads hanging there, so then I'll come back to a project and just spend all my time just stitching in those threads. Jen the Caffeinated Crafter has talked about that, whether she wants to park or not park, and she's done the same thing, back and forth, parking and leaving the threads and getting tired of them and stitching them all in. I'm kind of the same way. So right now I've decided I'm not going to park. I think it just, to me, it just looks like tidier. And I think I need that right now. When things get complicated in life, I just want things to be just order and yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this one. And I love the detail in the moon. Really, really, really pretty. So I think this is the furthest I've gotten on this since the first or second time that I started it. So take 3. This is 3rd time's a charm, right? That's what they say. So we'll see how that one goes. The next one, I feel like I'm working backward in my progress, like from the ones I've worked on the most recently to the ones that I haven't worked on since the last time I filmed, like right after that. So anyway, that's just how everything is stacked up that way, I guess. All right, the next one it's one that a lot of people are doing, so it's not going to be anything new. It is Dragon Race Into the Night. It's a design by Rose Kahn that's charted by Paine Free Crafts. And I started this since my last video, so I'm stitching this one also on the 22 count. And it's a 22 count Aida. It's not hard hanger or an even weave. It's actually 22 count Aida. And so the weave on it is wonderful. When I got it, it was very, very, very stiff. Same with the other one, the Fly Me to the Moon. The fabric was super, super stiff. I threw it in the washing machine on delicate cycle. I put it in the dryer on like extra delicate, hardly any heat. And they came out super, super soft. Like it is just, the drape on it is wonderful. It was like cardboard before, and now it's just like a 25 count Lugana. So super happy with that. And I started this one, I'll just show you the top part first. I started this one working on page finishes. So first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this first page and then I'm gonna work my way across. Then I thought, no, I'm gonna actually try and do the typewriter method and this is when I decided I just really don't care for that. It's just not something that I like. So I started working down the column and I absolutely loved it. I did the same thing after when I started the Josephine wall, did the same thing, working down the column and finishing out my threads. So this right here is a dragon's tail and part of the tail down here. And another benefit of working down the column is that if I worked across the row, all I would see for the first 1, 2, probably 3 or 4 rows, it would be all just blue sky. And even though it's lighter, because this is the day side of the chart, and then it gets darker at night, I thought, I think I want to see more when I go down the column and work with different colors and see different things. So I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to name the style of stitching that you do. I don't know if anyone else does columns or not, but to me, it's kind of like a waterfall. So I'm just doing the water. It's like a waterfall, like going, so I don't know. I'm going to call it the waterfall method. Just working from top to bottom, left to right, instead of from left to right, top to bottom, which is what other people do. So that's where I'm at. It's just over 20,000 stitches so far. No, not 20. I'm so sorry. 10,000. Just over 10,000 stitches so far. And the total stitches on this one is, I think, around 536,000-ish stitches. So I just have to do 10,000 stitches 52 more times. And this, I think, took me about 3 weeks. I think it was about 3 weeks that I worked on it. And when I say I worked on it 3 weeks, that's usually because I work full-time. That's just evenings through the week, maybe a couple extra hours on the weekends if I have time. So my average right now, based on statistics that I have captured in Excel, an Excel spreadsheet, it looks like my average stitch count between evenings and weekends for the days I actually stitch, so not counting days I don't stitch, is right around 530 stitches a day. So I think that's pretty good. That's 3,500 stitches a week. I'm happy with that. If I could do that every week, considering that I have a busy schedule and I work, that would be great. So this is another new start since I saw you. And sorry, I bumped a table. I keep doing that. My next design, and I actually have a printout for this one, so I don't have to put it up on the screen. But this one is The Wise and the Brave from Heaven and Earth Design. This is the chart that I chose for the 2026 HAED sale. Heaven and Earth Designs is HAED, HAED. That's what people call it. So if you're not familiar with the term HAED, it stands for Heaven and Earth Designs. So the last time I saw you, I had done a pretty good portion of the top, and I was working across rows and working my way down. So this was the first project that I really did that with, truly doing typewriter method, Stitch and Mommy style, the same way that Anne, the Max Color Stitcher, she does all of hers left to right, top to bottom, and it's just amazing how her progress comes to life by not, like, I know a lot of people love to do cross country. It's just not for me. I can't count that far and trust that I counted and not made a mistake. So the only thing is that I am still parking a little bit on this one because I haven't worked on it since May, I think. May or early June. And I was working the typewriter method left to right, top to bottom, and then I got to a point where I was so close on the owl. I was so close to his eyes. And I thought, oh, they look so pretty. So I started taking my threads down and even like adding extra threads down around his eyes. And so this is where I got it to since the last time I showed it to you. So his eyes are so cute. So now when I work on him, he's looking back at me, and I love that. It's so cute. But this looks so good. The way this was charted is just, it's wonderful because to me, it looks very realistic in a very illustrated kind of way. It looks soft. It looks velvety. Like there's something about the leaves on the trees over here that just looks, it looks like you could reach out and touch it and it would be soft and velvety. So I love the colors. Although I think maybe part of the reason why I stopped working on it was I wanted to do some brighter colors, but overall I love the colors in the design and I love the chart. So I was trying to get this done 10% per month, but that fell by the wayside because I can't stick with just one project. I like working on multiple things. So I did try experimenting with monogamous stitching for a while, and I did a pretty good job of just, you know, finishing. Like last year, I monogamously finished my Beauty and the Beast, which is a Tilton Crafts design. I finished that one. I just knocked it out. And then I worked on my Mirabilia Cinderella with the blue color conversion. I got to a point where I was like, I just need to finish it. So I finished that one monogamously, just knocked it out. And then now I've got a couple of other projects I want to maybe do that this fall. One is the Mirabilia Queen of Freedom. I'm not even going to show you how far I got on it because I barely stitched on it since the last time I filmed it. I think maybe I put like a few threads into it and a few beads, but not enough to really show progress. So that one I want to knock out and finish by the end of the year because it's like the top of it is done with her head and everything is I'm beating it as I go because I have it on scroll rods and I just put some felt in between as I roll it so it protects the beads. I'm not doing the charms or treasures until the end. But so I have the top part of her done and the bottom part of her dress is pretty much done. It's just that there's like a part at the bottom that's like red, white, and blue with the stars, and the flag is pretty much done. And I have an older video if you want to see. I did a color conversion using the Petite Silk Lame braid, or Petite Silk Lame, where it has some sparkle in it. And so if you want to look back at an old video, you can see that. But yeah, so I really want to get that one done. And then what was the other one? Oh, I want to also get Nora Corbett Bluebell. I want to get that one finished this year too. And I haven't worked on that one since earlier in the spring, whenever I think I started it in March, maybe. I can't quite remember, but anyway, I want to get those 2 done by the end of the year. And I think both are very achievable. They're not huge projects, or, well, what's left of them to get done is not a lot. So I think I can do that. Okay, next one. I also have a printout for this one. This is called Freedom. It's by Kim Penner and Sada Art Licensing Group, and it's charted by Stitches So Beautiful. This is Freedom. This printout is a little dark. I think the horse is actually not quite that dark when I stitch it. You can see a little bit better detail. And I did a little bit of work on this one since I saw you as well. And once again, I was experimenting with working on the rows across typewriter method. And I did get all the way across the top. I got all the way across, except right in here. I didn't finish in here. So I counted over and just stitched enough stitches to make sure I was not going to have any counting errors. And then this was when I was still trying to figure out, do I like doing the rows across the top? And then I thought, nope, I think I'm going to try and do page finishes. So I'm just all over the place. I'm always changing my stitching style. Whatever works at the moment. And I started doing the page finishes and I got really tired of the sky. But again, if I had done it in a column using my, I guess I'm calling it waterfall method. If I had done it in columns, I would have been able to work through some sky and then get down into some grass and not had just one grouping of colors, not just blue sky. So I think I'm going to switch all of my projects over to columns. Waterfall. I like it. Waterfall. And I'm going to stitch in the threads on this the next time I pick it up. But his face is so nice. I don't know if it's showing very clear. Hopefully it's not too blurry, but his face was the first thing I stitched. I wanted to get that done because I wanted to be able to look at him and have him look back at me when I'm working on him. Yeah. Oh, I just love that. Okay, so that's my progress on this one. Okay, next, I wanted to say thank you to Jennifer. I'm going to say Jennifer F. I'm not going to say anything more than that. She sent me this such a cute little card in the mail, and I love it. It says, sometimes you just have to make your own sunshine. It's a handmade card. She made that. It is so cute. So thank you, Jennifer, for this. I'm going to treasure this. I love handmade cards. I love handmade anything, but that was really special. So I really appreciate it. And let's see, what else have I got here? Oh, this one's a fun one. Okay. This one I started, I don't know if I've showed it on my channel. If I did, it was a while ago. But last year in December, when everyone was starting Winter Cookie Party, I also jumped on the bandwagon and I started it. I started it a little bit later than everyone else. It was closer to the end of December and I didn't make very much progress on it. So I kind of went a little bit dark on that because I felt bad that everyone had started it and got a good chunk done. And all I had was like maybe 30 stitches of black. So I picked it up again. It's on 25 count Lugana. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. I think I've got about 5,000 stitches into it. And I think I have enough done that I'm not going to restart on 22 count. But this is the max color version. So I don't know if other people are working on the regular, but the detail in this is unbelievable. It's incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at that cookie up here. Like these cookies right here. Like it looks so realistic. And I think the regular chart looks really good too. Like I think if I restarted it, or if I had to start it again and I hadn't yet, I probably would just do the regular colors, the regular version, because I've seen other people's now that looks really good. But because I wasn't sure what it was going to look like, I thought, no, I'm just going to go ahead and do max colors. But it's quite confetti heavy, like really, really, really confetti heavy. But it's okay. And you can see I was once again starting, sorry, I almost dropped it. I was once again starting doing the typewriter rows across. And I think when I pick it up again, this was before I started doing the waterfall. So when I pick it up again, I'm going to do, but isn't that neat? I mean, look at the Look at the tree branches there. Oh, they look so good. And those cookies. Oh, the cookies look good. And this right here, oh, sorry, I keep trying to readjust. There's a deer cookie that's coming in over here. So the next time I pick it up, if I work, well, no, not the next time I pick it up, because the next time I pick it up and work on it, I'm going to be working on my columns for my waterfall. So sorry, my hair's popping. I got my hair cut about 8 weeks ago. 8 weeks ago? Was it 8 weeks? Yeah, it's probably about 8 weeks ago, a couple months ago, and it's a little short. I like it, but I think I might let it grow just a little bit longer. I think I'm used to having a little bit more hair, but anyway, I have a little tangent there, sorry. So anyway, yep, loving this one. So I'm going to keep working on this one. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to keep this one on the 25 count. I'm not restarting it. I've got over 5,000 stitches now, and I'll hopefully put the stats on the screen, and I don't want to restart it again. And I have so much 25 count fabric. If I keep restarting everything, then first of all, I'm wasting stitches. And second, I don't want to waste all my 25 count fabric either, because I've already started it on there. Okay, next is, what is this one? What is this one? How can I not remember what this is? Oh, never mind. This was Dragon Race Into the Night. I had originally started it on 25 count, and I had only gotten this much done on it, and that's when I switched it over to the 22 count. So yeah, so I'll be able to just, you know, hopefully start something else on this 25 count, because I don't want to waste it. But it's too much stitching to pick it out, but I can just cut the top off of it. That's fine. So that's what that one is. All right. I keep setting stuff on the table, but my camera's mounted to the same table, so I apologize if it's shaking a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put a picture up of this one. This one is a kit. Sorry, snapping it. It's called Dana's Roses. I think probably a lot of people are familiar with this one. It's a Bucilla kit, and it's very, very hard to find. I do see it come up on eBay once in a while. But anyway, I was fortunate to be able to get this one. And I started it, I had to start with Jamie, who used to be Teeny Weeny Stitches. Her channel now is Stitchy Side Quests. So if you're looking for her, that's her channel name. That's her Instagram handle. And her and I started it together. And I decided to do this one on a 28 count even weave, like a Lugana from Zweigart. It's just like a light blue. I didn't want to do it on Aida. I decided to do it on and that's as far as I got. I just started up in the top left corner. But I think I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And I was just kind of working out, just kind of like started up here and just kind of like worked like in whatever direction it was coming this way, like from the corner in any direction. But I think I'm going to start going back to the columns again. The waterfall method. Yep. So it's really pretty. So that's my progress on this one. Not very much. It was really just one day when she came over to my house and we sat and chatted and talked all day and got a start on this. I think she got probably 3 times as many stitches as I did, but it was fun to do a start together. So that's the progress on that one. Let's see. Only a couple more to show you, not really very much. Okay, this was, I don't even know why I'm showing you this one. I pulled it out one day when I was home. I had a lunch out. I was working that day, but I was working from home. And I took a lunch hour. I often don't take lunch hours because I just end up I just work. I work through it. I'll sometimes grab a bite to eat or a cup of coffee or something, but sometimes I get so focused on what I'm working on that like I just don't take a formal lunch break. But this is called Gypsy Hearts. So I pulled it out one day. I actually took a lunch break and I pulled it out. I don't think I got very much done. I don't know if I even have a before picture of what it looked like before. I might have shown it. I might have shown it in my last video when Amanda was here, because I think I pulled it out and looked at it. But I don't have very much done. It's done on a 28 count cream colored linen. And I think all I did was just put in some more stitches here in the heart, and that was it. Not a lot. Didn't get a lot done. It's a little bit hard to follow for just picking it up and just starting. It's not one that you can just pick up and go. There's variegated flosses, and there's beads, and there's specialty stitches, and I think I was starting to realize that I almost stitched X's where I was supposed to do a different type of stitch, and so I'll finish this someday, but it just probably isn't high on my list to finish. I started it at least 20 years ago. Probably, it was when I lived in Colorado, which would have been sometime between 2003 and 2006. So more than 20 years ago. So I need to finish it. It's not a big design. I need to just finish it sometime. So I have it on my list of, it's on my short list. It's not on my current WIPs list, but it's on my short list of ones to finish hopefully in the next year or so. So there's that one. And then the last one that I pulled out, again, this was one of those like, oh, I'm going to take a quick, 30-minute break when I'm working from home, lunch break. And I pulled out my Dimensions kit called Ornate Butterfly, which I started, I think it was about 5 years ago. I remember because I used to take it to, when I worked at my last job, I used to take it to the office and work on it at lunchtime once in a while, and I didn't get very far on it. But this is the one I've done in a WIP parade before, and I said it to me, even though it's a butterfly, it kind of looks like a turkey. I don't know if you can see that it looks like a turkey over here with the, like a dancing turkey, but that's actually the butterfly. So that's, yeah. But to me, it looks like a dancing turkey. But all I did was this, and this was just in the last couple weeks that I did it. I came over and counted over to start working on my waterfall method. I'm going to start and work my column and work the next column and the next column, and then just fill it in. Yeah. It's hard to show the black because you can see all the light coming through, but that's all I did. It was just part of the border. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy, and not a whole lot of progress, but every stitch counts because that's one less stitch that I have to do. All right, I think that's everything I worked on. Again, I'm not going to show you my Queen of Freedom because I just haven't gotten very much done on that one, but hopefully before the next video I'll get some work done on it and I'll be able to show it to you. So I think that's it. That's all the progress that I have. One thing I do want to do, because I haven't done it in a while, is so I went through a lot of my patterns in my collection and was able to organize and pull out some of the duplicates that I have that I'm willing to part with, and so I want to do a giveaway. Before I do that, part of the organization that I've been doing involves using a new app that has been released. And one sec, I'm going to grab my phone. Okay, so the app is called X-Stitch Tracker. I want to see if I can show you I want to show you what it looks like when you, so I have it on my iPhone. I have it on my iPhone. There's an Android version and there's an Apple version. I think the Apple version might still be pending, so it hasn't come out yet, but it will be coming out very soon. And this is what it looks like. That's what I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it looks like if you're going out to the App Store or to the Android, Google Play Store, wherever you're going. It's called X-Stitch Tracker, and it has changed everything for me. I initially, so I was invited to be a beta tester for it, which was amazing. Thank you, Christy, for allowing me to use it. I've been able to add patterns to it. I've got my entire thread inventory, and the nice thing about it is that I can take it with me on my phone wherever I go. So if I'm at Color and Cotton and I see a thread and oh, look at these threads, and I can look at the name of them, and I can immediately know if I already have it or not, which is important because for me, at least, because when I'm at Color and Cotton, it's really, really tempting to pick out all the pretty threads, but I have been guilty of seeing a thread and thinking, that's so beautiful, and then getting home and realizing like, oh, 2 months ago when I went to the store, I said, oh, look, that's so beautiful, and I already bought it. So, so now I have it on the go. But the app is incredible. Not only just your stash that you can track, but you can kit things up using your stash, and you assign locations for your stash. So if I were to kit up a project, I can take it from my stash and then know that that thread is now in a project. It's no longer in my stash anymore. You can track all your progress. You can put in your stitches, how many stitches that you've done. You can keep, just like you would normally keep track of like, for this project, what is my threads that I'm using? What are my threads? Sorry, that was grammatically wrong. What are my threads I'm using? What is my fabric? Who's a designer? You know, all that stuff. And you can put tags on it too. So like there's like categories. So I've got some of them that are in here that are tagged as full coverage, so I can organize and sort them that way. And then there's a shopping list, but then there's also, this is really fun, there's plans and games. So she has built into the app WIP Go, and she's also built into the app temperature stitching. So you just basically go in and you create, what is my game type? You create a game, and you can put in your WIP Go, and you assign all the projects that you want to put for your WIP Go, and then they get, you can decide how many rows and columns that you want. So the default is 5. So it's a 5x5, which is 25, which is the standard, but you could also do more rows and more columns if you wanted to. You can decide if you want a free space or not. You pick your start date, your end date, if you want to have an end date in there. And then you can do your default goal type. So you can do stitches, or you can change your goal to be minutes. So you maybe want to do minutes or days, or you want to do floss lengths. So you can decide what is my goal for whenever the WIP Go number is called. And then you can do your, like for stitches, for example, you can put in 100 stitches, or if it's minutes, you can put in 30 minutes or whatever it is. And then once you've decided the defaults for the game itself, then you assign your projects to each square. So then when the numbers are called, you come, it's just fun. You have to try it. It's really fun. When the numbers are called, you go in and you basically say that, okay, these are the numbers that are called. And so then it starts it. So then you end up with tasks, and you have your active tasks that show you. So once you go in and track your progress, let's say it was 100 stitches, and I got my 100 stitches in, you're tracking, maybe I did 30 stitches, and then another day I did 70 stitches. The total is 100, so I'm done. I've finished my WIP Go call for that month. So you can check it off. And it's the same thing for when you do the other game with the temperature stitching. So you basically, you put in the temperature that's called that day, and then however it's been assigned, like with the last digit of it tells you which one you're going to do. So, but then you keep track of your progress too. So anyway, I tested out the games, and then I cleared them out because I want to start fresh. I want to do new games. So I should have waited and so I could show you. But when I start doing some of the games and activities and stuff, I'll come back here and I'll show you. And then you can archive your games when you're done. You can archive them. So, but my favorite number one thing, the whole reason that I started the app, or the main function that I started with when I downloaded the app, was to be able to track my stash, my patterns, my kits, my floss, and then also fabrics, being able to track which fabrics that I have. I haven't done that yet. I haven't added all my fabric inventory, but that would be really good to know too. Yeah, so, and again, you can track locations. So for me, I have a closet that I have some of my fabrics, and then I have a dresser in my guest spare room that I also have some fabrics, but then I also have fabrics that are in kits or in kitted up projects and stuff. So you can create locations. So when you put it in and you track where it is, you just tell it what location it is. Same with flosses. I have a master set of flosses that are stored in some little drawers. I've got another set of drawers that are in my closet in my craft room. So I can name those. So when I need to look up where's this color and cotton thread, it's in my specialty drawers in my closet. So I already know where it is and I can go find it. So yes, just wanted to give a little bit of hype about, I love the app. So if you get a chance to use it, she's got more features that are coming. I think one of the suggestions was being able to capture you can capture how many stitches you've done, but there's also some metrics and KPIs that she's going to build into it, like statistics. So you can see, you know, percentage completes and progress, and maybe estimating like when the project might be finished based on how many stitches you've done and how many days you have left, or a target date that you want it done. And so some of those things are coming. Being able to track partial skeins. So one of the things for me is I might use something in a project, and then when I put it back in my inventory, I want to know that it's a partial skein, so that if I go to kit something up and it says, oh, you have that color, but it's in such and such a location, I want to be able to see that it's a partial, because that'll trigger for me. I might not have enough to do the project, so then I can decide, do I want to use a partial skein or do I want to go and buy, you know, a full skein? And if I want to go buy it, I can just add it to the shopping list right here in the app. So very, very cool. Lots of fun stuff coming. Lots of features. So, okay. Now I want to do a giveaway, and I'm not sure. I have a pile here. It's not a big pile. But there's definitely a stack here of some things that I think I'd like to do a giveaway. Because I've got duplicates of some stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna, whatever comes up first here in my stack, so 1 minute. Okay, I've got a pattern from Told in a Garden. It's called Blueberry Homecoming. So this is Told in a Garden, Blueberry Homecoming. Never been opened, it's still stapled, but I already have this pattern that I think I have it either kitted up, or I might even have it started. I don't have it started. But I think I have it kitted up somewhere. So this I would love to do as a giveaway. If you are wanting to put in for this, leave a comment in the comments below. Use the word blue, just blue. Please be over 18 so you can share your address if you win. Please don't use words like giveaway or win or prize or anything that would have the spam bots be able to search the comments for those things, because then there are just trolly people who come in and they want to take all the good stuff and then it doesn't go to a stitcher. And I'd really love this to go to a stitcher. So if you leave a comment that's got a word that's triggering like that, I'm going to have to delete it. So use the word blue. Please be a subscriber. I want this to go to people who are like really supporting my channel and coming back and watching. So please be a subscriber. And then the next video that I film, I'll go ahead and do drawing. We'll see who is the lucky winner of Blueberry Homecoming. I have a few things here that I can actually do over the next few videos. It'll be nice to have a little giveaway in each video. So I'll try to come back soon. It's just been one of those summers. So small life update. Things that cut my hair. That was like, oh my gosh, I can't get on video with my hair like this. It was a lot shorter. It was a little shorter than this before. And so it was just a little bit self-conscious about that. But I also started Invisalign because I had some problems with my teeth crowding where it was actually impacting my teeth and causing some tooth pain. So I'm doing Invisalign. So what I didn't know is they put these little, they call them buttons, they put on your teeth, and then you put trays in. So I took the trays out so I could talk for this video, but the little button things, I'm just so self-conscious of those. So, I mean, they're supposed to be the same color as your teeth, and a lot of people are just like, oh, I didn't even notice them, but I noticed them and I know they're there. But I've only got a couple months left and then I'll be done. And then I have a new job I'm starting. So this week is my last week at my current job, and then next Monday I'm starting a new job, and it's kind of bittersweet because I wasn't really looking for another job, but this one came up, and it's a little bit of a career advancement. So I'm in technology. I work on software. I'm a developer, programmer. The new position will be still working on software and doing all that, but also managing more than just one software. There'll be multiple softwares that I'm responsible for, so that's kind of fun. And it's a little smaller company, so kind of hoping a little bit of work-life balance. I haven't had a vacation or day off, maybe one day, but I haven't had time off from my current job where I haven't been called. I just feel like I'm just 24/7 on call, and I never know when my phone's going to ring or when I'm going to be, you know, contacted to get online and work. I've gone to visit my dad up in Canada and had to work from up there multiple days. I went up for a week, and like 2 out of the 5 days I ended up working. I've been on trips with my husband and got called and had to go work from our hotel. Last year I went to a retreat in Kansas City and got called multiple days there, so I had to go leave the stitching room and go up to my hotel room and work from there. So I remember one day I said, I'm just going to take Monday off. I just want one day where I'm not contacted. And 3 o'clock in the morning, I was contacted and said, can you help? We need you to get online and work. And I need some balance in my life. I need to have that time where I'm actually away from work, disconnected, and not thinking my phone's going to ring or I'm going to get contacted, or it's that thought that just creeps in, and I just don't have peace when I'm on a day off. So hopefully the new job, I've talked to the hiring manager multiple times. We've gotten to be friends. So that's how the position came up, was she's like, hey, you come work for me. I was like, oh, well, let me think about it. I don't know. But anyway, over the period of a few months, we've talked about it. And so I'm going to go work for her, and she has said, like, when you're off work, you're off work. So don't, and hopefully it's a smaller company. So I believe her when she says that it's going to be a little bit less crazy and chaotic. And yeah, just feels a little, my current job just feels a little bit, I guess chaotic is the right word. There's not a whole lot of organization, like in terms of organizing work and prioritizing work, and just feels like there's just this churn all the time and no one is knowing what's going on, and the conductor is missing from the orchestra. I'll just put it that way. So anyway, so that's some life stuff, and yeah, I think that's about it. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will try to come back again soon. So thanks for coming back. If you're still here at the end of this video, thank you. You personally, thank you for watching and for coming back and for being my friend. And it's nice having stitchy friends that you can talk to and show your stuff. And my husband's very supportive, but when I show him, look what I got done, and he's like, oh, that's nice. And like, that's great. Like he's very supportive, but he doesn't understand the whole passion behind, like, you know what it's like when you're stitching. It's just, there's just an itch that gets scratched when you stitch, right? Like, it's the sound of the thread going through the fabric and the needle, you know, and just the whole experience is just, you're creating something. And I don't have to explain it to you because you understand. I just know you do. So it's nice to be able to share it with you. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time, and have a wonderful week or multiple weeks or months or however long until I come back, but hopefully it'll be very, very soon. So take care. Bye.